was born in a place named after death. Yes, you heard me right. Death. Death. A neighborhood in Banjul, the Gambia, where half of the population died, such that death itself became the address. It was called Half Die because half of the population died. My childhood was not quiet. The street I grew up on was filled with people who had survived things I could not yet comprehend. Refugees from Sierra Leone, families from Guinea, Mali, and Sierra Leone, different languages, and having survived different things. And at night, the whole neighborhood will come out to talk about politics, to talk about life, to talk about ideas. And as a child, I would run around, hiding from the moon as it followed me everywhere I went. And at that time, I did not know I would spend my childhood chasing the moon. Growing up in the Gambia, science was not a subject to me. It was an obsession. I remember one day doing a test on scientists and their invention. I got all the answers right on the test, and the whole class stood up and applauded. But what stayed with me on that fateful day, it was not the applause, but understanding I love to know how things work. Then I got fascinated with Albert Einstein and his theory of space and time. And one day, after watching the movie Back to the Future, a movie about time travel, I went to school, drew my time machine invention on a piece of paper, walked into a class full of teachers to show them. I was a child, but I was absolutely serious. At that time, I didn't even know that one day space was something I could consider. Because where I come from, the Gambia, there's always one part. When you're good at science, you become a doctor. And for so long, I thought that was my destiny too. Then I met him, the lab technician at my school. He was always caught up in one experiment or another, building small rockets at school. He was obsessed with space in a way that felt unreasonable. Guess what? His name was literally Space. And I would spend lunch breaks with him, watching NASA launch videos, spending time together, talking about space. But one day, he did something simple, but was everything. He told me, Fama, from the Gambia, the smallest country in mainland Africa, could consider space not as a fantasy, but a possibility. Sometimes the person who changes your life is the person you least expect. But then life happened. I graduated high school, but then I got stuck. Everyone was like, study medicine. But in my heart, I couldn't shake the feeling that there was something bigger waiting for me outside. So I spent the summer roaming in the hot, dusty Gambia, going from door to door looking for scholarship. Then one day, I got the call. The Ministry of Education scholarship interview. I filled the form. Sadly, I put medicine first. Aerospace engineering, second. I thought that they would call it unrealistic, so I put it second. But in that interview room, the man across the table could sense it. My passion for space engineering was louder than my words. He looked at me and asked, why not go for aerospace engineering? Before I could answer, he stopped me and laughed and said, you might never find a job in the Gambia, but you never know where life could take you. And he was right. I had no idea. Within 3 months, the girl from the smallest country in mainland Africa, the Gambia, was on a flight to China, one of the biggest countries in the world. 6 feet tall, darkest complexion in each room, completely visible, but completely alone at the same time. I was scared, very scared, but then I remembered Halfdai, the place where I come from, where survivors live. I remembered the refugees who crossed borders. I remembered space. I remembered the man across the table. But most importantly, I remembered my dear mother, who made sure I got the best education in the Gambia. Today, I am an aerospace engineer. And guess what? I am also a drone pilot. I am building satellites, collecting space data, so that we never have another Halfdai in Africa. Most importantly, I am training to become an astronaut, representing all African women, not only on Earth, but in outer space. But guess what? This shows that as Africans, the sky is not even the limit. My name is Fama Jallow, and I am from the smallest country in mainland Africa. One thing for sure, I am a proud African woman reaching for outer space. Thank you.